Welcome to New Possibilities. I speak truth to power without fear. Not too long ago, I finished reading Michael Eric Dyson's article entitled The Ghost of Cornel West. And I just wanted to take some time to share my thoughts about this article. In the description box to this video, I will include a link to the article so you can read it for yourself. But I just want to say that I'm really disappointed in Michael Eric Dyson. I expected better from him. It is truly disappointing to see a progressive intellectual attack another progressive intellectual. And I know that there has been an exchange of words between these two, but I would rather see these great men debate ideas instead of attack and tear each other down. The thing that's really disappointing about this article is the fact that it does not dissect or analyze the points that Cornell has made over the years about the Obama administration. It doesn't analyze the issue of foreign policy or Wall Street policy or the issue of elitism and oligarchs. It doesn't deal with those substantive issues that Cornel West has raised. It doesn't deal with the question of poverty in a substantive way. Instead, what you have here is an attack piece, a piece that basically discredits Cornel West, attacks him personally, and doesn't address the substance of any of the points that he has made. And that is what I find truly disappointing. Instead of analyzing the issues, what you have here is Michael Eric Dyson basically trying to psychoanalyze Cornel West. He's basically saying that Cornel West is narcissistic, that he's jealous hearted. He even goes so far as to compare Cornel West to a scorned lover who has been deceived by her man. And I find that troubling. And then he also goes on to criticize Cornel West's recent books, his recent series of books. And he attacks the quality of those books. He attacks the quality of Cornel West's scholarship, his recent scholarship, and basically says that Cornel West is a has-been. He's not what he used to be. He hasn't written great books like he's written in the past. And as I said on Facebook, this article kind of reminds me of Jay-Z's song, The Takeover. In that song, Jay-Z attacks rapper Nas by basically saying that Nas had one good album and that was his first album, and the rest of his stuff was basically trash. And that's basically what Michael Eric Dyson is saying about Cornel West. He's saying, well, you used to be a great scholar, you used to write great books, but now you're none of that. You don't produce the same quality stuff that you've done in the past. So it's like this is not like a great discussion about issues and about issues that really matter to black people. Instead, it's a personal beef, much like the personal beefs that you see here on YouTube or in the rap world, much like the beef between Jay-Z and Nas. And you would expect better from scholars. You would expect better from noted authors. You would expect them to talk about issues that matter. Talk about foreign policy. Talk about drone policy. Talk about capitalism and the disparities between the rich and the poor and the continuing problems of racism. You would think that this article would go into those issues about the president and the role of an African American president in this day and age. But instead of that, you have here a petty little squabble. You have a lengthy article that's nothing but personal ad hominem attacks. And as I read this article, I was just thinking about how this age of Obama is essentially an era that marks the decline in black leadership. for a couple of reasons. As Cornel West has pointed out, I mean, many of these leaders or public personalities or intellectuals have basically sold out in order to get access to the White House, in order to be accepted by the White House, in order to gain status. They have done what they can to win over favor with the White House by being non-critical, by not pushing this administration as hard as they could have pushed them, as they could have pushed Obama. And years now later from here, I'm just wondering, how is black leadership going to be assessed? This is an age where the black leaders didn't really press the Obama administration as hard as they should have, because there are a lot of delicate issues when you have the first African American president. I mean, he's under attack by these right-wing racists. And of course, the people who have to stand with him, the African Americans, have to stand with the first black president when he's under attack by white racists who want to do everything in their power to derail anything progressive that he's done. So there is a natural impulse to protect and defend the president. And as you see here on my channel, I've done videos in support of President Obama, and I do support many of his progressive policies. But at the same time, I stand up and I criticize other policies. And unfortunately, many of these progressives, they have remained silent, or they haven't been as vocal as they should be, simply because Obama is president. Now I'm interested in seeing how these people will push the issues after Obama leaves the White House. Will they be as passive as they are now? See, nobody wants to respond to the substance of Cornel West's attacks or his criticism of the White House. They all just want to talk about how he's basically a hater and how he's a jealous person and blah, blah, blah. But they don't want to address the substance. All they want to do is kill the messenger. Because the fact of the matter is, I mean, many of these people have, in some ways, have basically done what they can to curry favor. I can't remember a time when Al Sharpton has said anything critical of Obama since Obama has been in the White House. And I'm not saying that, these people have to criticize the president, but they should push him like we would push any other president to address the issues in our community. When we look at the high unemployment rate in the community, and I know, full well what Obama has done. He's done great things, but there's still much work that needs to be done. There are issues that need to be addressed. All these other groups push Obama to address their issues, whether it's immigrant groups or the LGBT people, LGBT people, if it's them or, the gay community or whatever. They push their issues, but often we're just content to have a black man in the White House, unfortunately. So we don't push the issues. Too many of us don't. Cornel West is one of the few people that have been pushing the issue, pushing, the issues that affect black people. Tavis Smiley has been another one. And people marginalize these brothers. They dismiss them as just haters instead of really addressing the issues that these brothers raise. I would have more respect for Michael Eric Dyson's article if he actually addressed the issues that Cornel West raises. See, there have always been debates in the black community. Of course, we've never been like completely monolithic. You've had different ideas. You've had the great debates between Marcus Garvey, for instance, and W.E.B. Du Bois. You've had the debates between Du Bois and Booker T. Washington. You've had debates between Malcolm X and Martin Luther King. But here, this is not even nowhere near that level. This is just some petty squabble. And it really bothers me to see these great black men divided and conquered. And it bothers me to see so many people that are so eager to sell out just for a spot on MSNBC, just for a show on a network, or for access to a president, when the issue should be more important than somebody's personal aggrandizement or their personal fame and fortune. And that just brings me to another point. I mean, we need independent black leaders and organizations. We need organizations and leaders who are not tied to any political party, who are not satellites to these political parties, who are not like appendages of the political establishment. We need independent black thought, independent black leaders who push black issues without compromising, without selling out. We need those types of courageous leaders. Instead of fighting each other over pettiness, we should be uniting around issues that matter.